You are now listening to the Artsindy Crossroads show. Here's
Will Sasso stars for Mad TV and another series coming out on CBS.
Your intro there sounded like I was just making my way down to the ring for a MMA fight.
interviews with
Ruth Moody, the Wailing Jennies,
You're so welcome. Take care.
Karen LeBlanc, the star of Nurse, the fighter boy.
Hi, Nick. I'm really good, and thank you for asking me.
people in film, theater, music, the arts.
I like your Instagram style because it's casual and it's real, it's down to earth, and it suits Hastings Street right here, right now.
A good early evening to everyone here in the Valley. You're listening to Civil Radio 101.7 FM, broadcasting to the Fraser Valley from the UFV Abbotsford campus on the traditional and unceded territory of the Stolo people.
A good early evening to everyone here in the Fraser Valley. So I have the interview I promised from a few weeks ago. Bass player from Kounterpoint, Kyle Langlois. So so it's awesome now. Indoor dining in most places, or all places, like the cafes, the bars. We can dine inside. So a lot of people have got their first shot. They say 3 million people in BC have got their first shot. People going on to get their second. So yeah, well, things are looking up. They say that campuses, here at UFV and across the province, campuses are going to open in September, and maybe we might have some live events outside. I don't know which ones in July because they're talking about it. We'll see. We'll see when that happens. But it's great. Yeah, we learned something. Never take these things we have for granted. I guess a lot of people caught up with things. Like I fixed up my bike. A lot of people cleaned out their closet. I did that too. A lot of dust, and I found things. That's a great thing, hey, when you're cleaning out, you find things you were looking for forever, man. It's great. I found my swimming goggles, my mask, swimming mask, and actually a Lucha Libre mask too. Somebody gave it to me a while ago. I was looking for that forever. And the bike I fixed up my treads, and then I got a bike rack, lights for the front and back that charge with a USB cord that I charge it every night. And then I got those, they're not called satchels. What are they called? Not saddlebags, but they go on each side. And I can carry a lot of stuff on my bike. The rack can carry up to 50 pounds. I wouldn't have had all those things if so. I'm sure there's those of you out there too that discovered new innovative ways to entertain yourselves. And there's Zoom. Zoom is the big craze now. We didn't know about that before COVID. So it was a silver lining, and we're getting through it, or almost through it. So again, if you have any arts events going on, because things are opening up. Things have opened up. I know comedy is gonna events are gonna take off in June, mid-June. Just email me at Nick Indy, Nick Nick Indy INDY 2000 at yahoo.ca. That's Nick Indy 2000 at yahoo.ca. And I'm really looking forward to the open spoken word poetry events. I hope we have them this year. Listeners, right now we have this pleasure, this opportunity to be talking to the bass player for Kounterpoint, Kyle Langlois. How are you doing, Kyle? And thank you
I'm doing great, and it's good to talk to you again, Nick. It's been a while.
Awesome to hook up with you again, buddy. Kounterpoint has played all the major venues around, all over the city, Greater Vancouver. Yeah, the Rickshaw many times, Pub 340 a couple of times, the Roxy, Joe's Apartment. Now it's actually taken over, and it's Studio
Nightclub.
Studio Nightclub, and Pat's Pub, the Fairview, the Railway. Yeah, you guys have been everywhere, and some albums out, because performing is an issue now, obviously, this COVID era, but you guys have been jamming a lot in the studio. Forgot to mention your brother Mike. He's on guitar, and who's on drums? I forgot. Your drum player.
That'd be Kale.
You guys are tight. You're still out there jamming in the studio space. So, like, yeah, just focusing on yourselves. What's kind of that artistic platform like when it's just you guys jamming together? But you guys have played all the major venues. You know what it's like in front of a live crowd. In a way, is it kind of a break? So you guys are jamming. You can try new things and kind of riff and maybe you're noticing things that you kind of put off to try. You can try new things. Jamming.
Well, you're absolutely right, Nick. You nailed it there. Basically, you're taking a break from the shows, and during this COVID break, we'll call it, we've had a chance to write a lot of material. Even me, I don't normally sing. I don't normally write all the songs, but I did come up with a few myself, and Mike has wrote a lot of more songs, so there's a lot of new material coming up, and we've been focusing on that as well as keeping up with the old ones so we don't get too rusty. And, as we kind of float through the pandemic, as we roll into next year, it's going to be 10 years since the three of us started getting solid songs together and with the same members, with the same drummers. So yeah, it'll be a decade next year when we started playing shows and everything. So by then, I'm sure COVID will be gone and we can start opening things back up again. And I'm sure we'll be on stage by then, and some new songs will be on the.
Oh yeah, for sure, and I look forward to that. That's gonna be a really unique substance vibe coming out of your music. I'm just remembering when you were talking. Yeah, you talked 10 years, but I remember I knew you before that, and you're always talking about you and your brother and some other people wanting to get a band together, and I'm so happy for you, and also proud because you guys actually got your band together with your brother and Kale. Yeah, you played all the major venues, but since not that I put any labor into the band, like carrying your equipment or, doing the press junkets for you, or like, but, I've been working on a song, Kyle.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Actually, for the last 10 years. But I can't get past the first line. Maybe you can do something with it. It goes like this. Hey, my brother, you have fallen. I've had that one line for 10 years and I come up with nothing more. Just put that out there for you.
Well, you know what? You should come on down to the jam space one time when you're free. And it's on Clark and 2nd around there. And, there's recording stuff. There's drums, there's guitars and everything. And there's a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
You're a beast on the mic. We know that. So you come down.
I like to think, but I don't know.
You grab the mic and, we can provide the rhythm. And it can go whatever direction you want, man. Whatever tempo, whatever sound, whatever treble, bass.
So,
name it.
Yeah.
Let's get it out there.
Yeah, I'll pop by with my mask. Kyle, this whole Zoom craze, came out of COVID, like new innovations. I'm actually able to do interviews from home, telephone interviews from home, which is totally awesome, totally convenient. But the Zoom thing, I'm a little embarrassed to say I haven't done it yet. I got my new phone from Fido now, and the special deals they have, and they're pretty big. And
you're on Fido as well.
Yeah. Did you get the new phone? Like they're big, I guess, because they want us to watch Netflix and for Zoom and other things, but FaceTime. The screen is a lot bigger.
Oh, nice.
So Zoom, has the band tried a Zoom performance?
Not yet. I mean, we've kind of discussed it, and we kind of just sort of shrug our shoulders with it. Like we're not opposed to the idea. We're just kind of sort of unsure. We just kind of don't really know how to just fire it up. I mean, I guess it's just as simple as saying, making a post on Facebook and just saying, hey, we're going to do a Zoom this night. Check it out. And I guess that would be kind of neat. I mean, we had a couple friends come over and they live streamed us. They were actually a couple people from the studio room next door to us, or a couple doors down, and they came. They liked what they were hearing, so they're like, "Hey, is it okay if we film you guys and live stream it?" And
Yeah, awesome.
we had already had a couple drinks by then, so we were kind of like, "Sure, whatever." And she did, and I don't know. I guess whoever was watching, if you're watching, you can hear right now. We really appreciate it. But to answer that question, we have not done the Zoom. It's definitely something we've considered. You know what? I'm going to bring it up with the boys again. I'm going to tell them, like, what do you guys think? What do we need to do? How do we set it up? You got to think about the sound, what we're going to play. Like, we don't really know the procedure needed to set that up. My kid probably knows how to set up Zoom
Yeah, that's a funny
more than
thing.
I do. Yeah,
Yeah, no, you've
that's kind
seen
of how it goes.
like my nephew's gonna turn 5, but when he was 3, and then I have our other relative, his son is 3. Yeah, they're just so natural with the smartphones. It's weird. They can scroll their fingers down. They can click on YouTube. It's scary, man.
Oh, I know. The amount of tech savvy. They're growing up in a technology world. They're surrounded by it. They don't know the world before internet, right?
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't. I mean, like our kids, they don't know a world before touchscreen. I mean, my nephew actually, Mike's boy, he
Yeah.
just turned 13
Oh
today.
yeah. Wow.
Actually, his
Already.
birthday was today. Happy birthday, Rory! He
Happy
just
birthday.
turned 13 today, so he's a teenager now. So my brother, the leader of the band, he's probably processing that in his mind right now. Like, wow, my son just turned 13. But you have to think, like, so when he was born, that was 2008, and that would be kind of around the time when smartphones just started. I remember the new iPhone that came out in 2009. I remember, and for me, that was the first time I had seen like a touch screen, like a phone with a screen, and everybody was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
So it's just, but otherwise, like our kids don't know the world before internet, before cell phones,
Oh yeah. Definitely.
before.
Kyle, we talked a little bit about the interview. Before the interview, like I also do stand up off and on, and there's been a lot of Zoom invitation to Zoom shows, to Zoom open mics. I don't know what it is like for music, but for comedy, that'd be kind of tough. But people are doing it. It's like I'm real curious on Zoom. How do you engage? How would you engage with the audience and pick up the vibe? So are you kind of scratching your head if you do a live Zoom show? What's that
I don't
like?
understand. Like, that's the thing. I don't like how would that work? Like, is the best case scenario to Bluetooth your phone through a Bluetooth speaker, or listen to it like in your car, or because if you're just going to be using your phone or your computer, I mean, unless you have good speakers on your phone, I don't know how you really put it together. I mean, we can put the best sound that we can in our studio, but however people are watching it, I mean, I guess that's kind of up to them. I mean, maybe, if we post on Facebook, we say, hey, Counterpoint is going to do a live Zoom show on this Saturday night. And so, I guess, are we going to assume that people are going to plug in or Bluetooth their phones to these big speakers and they'll get to enjoy, the full vibe of it, or if they're just going to watch it on their cell phone? We don't know. I mean, it's only as good as whatever sound system they have at their house or wherever they are. So that's why we are kind of scratching our heads with that. Like, it just I've watched a few of our friends done it. Like we knew a bunch of people that did it. A lot of popular artists have already
Yeah, a
done
lot
it.
of people are doing it, but
A lot of people are doing it, and I guess like when they're doing it, I mean, I guess on their end they're gonna try. Is there a certain way you have to set up the sound? Like, is there a point where maybe it's too loud? Like we don't know, right? We don't know what's needed or how to do it. I don't know. Maybe we have a friend that's really good with that stuff. He has like a good audio AV camera tripod thing. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna talk to some people, and we'll try to get a little bit more info, and hopefully we'll be able to set something up for pretty soon.
yeah, I'm sure you'll find the right people to collaborate with and get that thing going. Uh,
Mhm.
on a more somber note, a little bit, this COVID era. So a few venues have shut down. Venues that you've played at, Pub 340, the Fairview. No, I don't think you played at the Ivanhoe. Like, they're gone. And yeah, other places are struggling right now. Um, but some bars are lucky they have the outdoor balcony and they have the takeout. That's keeping them going. But what's your thought on what's been happening with venues shutting down and your optimism for the future? Because once this COVID is over, there's going to be people are going to create opportunities. And you were talking about the funding that the arts is going to get from the federal government.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, the I don't know if it's the federal government or the provincial, but apparently they're pledging. There's a few million going into the arts, which would be great. Try to get some longevity going because there's a lot of bands that music is already struggling. Artists is already struggling. In a streaming and downloading and Spotify kind of world, not many people are buying music anymore, so they're already not making a lot of money from it. And then COVID sort of, it was like sort of the icing on the cake sort of thing. So so that kind of made it hard, and there was quite a few venues that shut down in Vancouver. I mean, you had the high rent in Vancouver. That didn't really help. There was also another place that we played at called the Media Club.
Oh
They were
yeah,
great, and I'm glad that I can see that we played there as well because we played there, and not too long after that they closed down as well. I think with them, it's basically it was already a struggle to try and keep up. COVID hit, the struggle was even more intense. So we heard that the government is gonna put in money to the arts, and if they did that, that would be great. Give bands a boost, and then that way, when COVID is gone, the possibilities are endless. And it's basically, we don't know who's going to be left, what places are going to be left to play at, right? I mean, we're trying. I mean, the government is trying to plan out a post-COVID world. Basically, some places you might be restarting. How do you restart everything? And what would be really good to see is, in the summertime, early spring, early fall, or outdoor venues, or outdoor events, like the Malkin Bowl at Stanley Park. Have like a field, have a stage, just set up some speakers, have everybody come down, right? There's one way to do it, and what, these venues that are trying to start over again, bring back $5 shows. Because I can say we had this thing at Pub 340. You had the thing where it was 5 bands for $5, and the place every time they had that, the place was packed. Some shows had really good lineups. Every band walked out with some good cash, and like I said, the place was always packed. Everybody was always having a good time because when you have $5 shows, people can put some change together. You can grab a couple toonies and loonies, and you're going to a show. right? So it's
Oh,
just you're gonna have to prepare financially for a post-COVID world, and that's that's what you got to do.
Kyle, are you speaking into the earphone or into your phone?
I'm speaking into the phone.
Okay, no, that it
Just
seems
kidding.
like you were cutting out before, but you're okay now.
Oh, no, I'm still here.
Um, so Kyle,
Sorry, my audio's not as good.
you're talking on the cell or on landline? A cell, right?
I'm talking on the cell phone.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, how's your daughter dealing? You know, your daughter and your nephews. It's tough for the kids, eh? They
It
don't.
is. It is. It's a crazy world for them right now. And I mean, last year when the pandemic first started, um, there was no school. Everything was shut down. So my daughter was doing the Zoom, and it was weird. The first time I saw it, I was like, okay, what's going on? And we had a computer set up for her, and she was with me, during the day. I would help her with her school. I was kind of like almost like a part-time teacher.
Oh yeah.
And but it was weird, like she would turn on the Zoom and there's her school, and then like it was kind of like watching like Hollywood Squares, and you'd see all these kids pop up, and I think every kid was different. Like you saw the teacher, the teachers had a hard time grasping it because they're like, wow, they've never had to do that before. They're used to being in a class, right? And some kids loved it. You can tell like, hey, this is cool, yeah. But my daughter in particular, like a couple times, she kind of looked at me like, this is weird. But it was weird. It's something that you kind of just have to get used to. But she wasn't enjoying it as much because they want to be with their friends, and unfortunately, right now, because now all the kids have to wear masks, but now you have the social distancing, so
Yeah, it's
some of
tough.
the kids have to be in the class at different times, so they can't. They're not enjoying their life the way it's meant to be enjoyed when you're that age, and that's the unfortunate thing.
Uh,
It is tough for the kids right now.
yeah, it's challenging for them. But they'll get through it. We'll help them get through it.
Absolutely.
Kyle, have you noticed like through this kind of turmoil of COVID and whatever it's causing, anxiety, maybe some depression. I don't want to dwell on that. We got nice days. You can go outside, go for a walk. There's a lot of alternatives. Well, I should scratch that part about the depression, but yeah,
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, nobody wants to talk about it because it's kind of depressing, but it's true, and it's affected people's mental health. I mean, my mother being one of the people. I mean, her mental health is being affected by it quite a bit. So anybody who's affected, with mental health issues like COVID, they're not alone. It's affected a lot of people. That's why drug use has gone up, and that's why there's been more overdoses. There's no hiding that fact. It's affected people's mental health. So, like as you said, yes, as we go into the nice weather, it's getting warmer outside. Go outside, go for that walk. Try to get some exercise, get some vitamin D.
yeah,
Right, and that's one good way to relieve it.
ride your bike.
You ride your bike, get some exercise, try to do what you can to cope with everything that's going on.
Kyle, have you noticed through your art what you're creating? Like you said, you've been writing more, and actually singing, when you weren't doing as much before.
Yeah.
How is that turmoil, harvested a unique kind of art and your writing process and your performing? Yeah, have you noticed a difference? Yeah, I guess there's always. Yeah, I must have done something. How to affect?
Well, basically, I mean, I'll say honestly, it's hard to sing and play bass at the same time.
Oh,
It is. I don't know what it is. It's just trying to say the words out of your mouth and trying to play the bass notes. It's hard, especially for like the way I play the bass. I'm not just like a one string, one tone kind of guy. I like to move up the strings, high notes, low notes. I'm a little bit more technical. So singing was kind of hard, whereas like with the guitar, if you're just playing some regular chords, power chords, it's easier. It's easier, right? Especially if you're playing reggae. But with the bass, it was just hard. So it's just practicing, and most of all is just confidence. It's confidence, just knowing the note, and then just stepping up to the microphone and just saying it, and writing words. Especially with COVID and everything that's going on in the world, it just it makes you want to write songs. It makes you want to be creative. It makes you want to speak your mind. So I come up with the bass line, and then I'm stepping up to the mic more. I mean, I look at as we roll into next year, it's going to be 10 years that we've been doing shows with the lineup we have now. So at this point, like in the beginning, I didn't sing at all. I didn't want to sing, but more and more, I'm coming up with songs. I'm singing more, and the boys are liking it. So it's just a matter of doing it. Just keep on doing it. Just don't give up. Sometimes your confidence kind of goes away a little bit. You're just like, oh, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Never mind. It's not about never mind. It's just like, too bad. I'm doing it. That's what you got to tell yourself. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
but
Nike was right.
yeah, it's been awesome talking to you, Kyle, and really positive vibes from you. You're out there, you're doing it.
It's about preparing.
Yeah.
That some bands have quit because COVID has killed a lot of things, and a lot of people went their separate ways, and a lot of bands hung up their gloves. But us, we want to keep at it, and we want to be prepared as we plan for a post-pandemic world. We want to be ready to take off and see what's in store and see what venues are. Because when this is over, people are going to be craving to go see live bands. People are going to be needing that energy.
Yeah, for sure.
So, everybody's getting ready. We're getting ready. And, we're going to hope for the best. And when it's all done, it's time to have fun. Let's just look at it as this is an intermission.
Yeah, intermission. Take a break.
It's an intermission. It's an intermission. The world is taking an intermission. The planet needs an intermission. Once it's all good, everybody gets vaccinated. And we're ready to go back into the second half.
Yeah, not necessarily a break. Like a lot of artists, like yourself, we're taking a break. You can see it as an intermission from an audience.
It's true. I mean, a lot of stuff going on in the world. It gives you ideas and to create new songs.
Yeah,
write,
perform.
Yeah, it gives you exactly write and perform. You're going to the planning board. Doing the blueprints. And then when everything is ready to go, you have new material, you practice your old material, and then you have everything ready to deliver. And that's kind of the plan.
Kyle, it's been awesome talking to you. We have to speak again whenever you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Thank
you for that too. Thank you for letting me speak, and I appreciate it.
Anytime, buddy. Listeners, we were just speaking to Kyle Langlois. Did I pronounce it right? French Canadian name.
You did. Actually, I liked how you pronounce it because everybody always struggles with it. So yeah, you got it, bud.
Kyle Langlois from the bass player for Kounterpoint. Thanks so much for your time, Kyle.
Thank you as well. I appreciate it. And stay safe. All the best. And let's enjoy the summer.